Hi, my name is Nick. I'm an agronomist for the Arthur Companies here in Harvey, North Dakota. And today we're in a cornfield just north of Harvey. And we are in a field that sees a lot of adverse growing conditions. In the same season, we'll have dry soils, wet soils, and everything in between throughout the whole season. So I'd like to talk today a little bit about raising corn in adverse soil conditions and across multiple soil types. To begin planning for this year's corn crop, we looked back at last year's harvest and previous year crop production data, and working with the grower, kind of came up with a yield goal in mind, and then we began considerations for what we would need to do to make that happen in this specific field. That includes fertility, which we opted in to use air seeder this spring to get our fertilizer down. We minimally disturbed the soil because there is a lot of light areas in this field, and that left behind a very good seed bed for us to plant into. After fertility, we looked through seed possibilities for which would fit this field the best. We selected DeKalb 3588 because it should perform well across a variety of soil types. We utilized Climate Field View and the advanced scripting tool to make a variable rate prescription map for planting and adjusting the seeding rates across the field. The advanced scripting tool allowed us to make multiple maps for the grower to sort through and choose what he figured would best fit the soil types and the yield opportunity. The population ranges in this field from a low end of 27,000 to a high end of 34,000 seeds per acre. The average is right at about 31.5, which we did leave a check strip in about a 30 to 35 acre check in this field as part of our living proof trials, and we look forward to comparing the outcome results of the scripted acres versus the flat rated at the average. Springtime can be a little chaotic, so I recommend having a checklist. Things to consider for your checklist would be checking the ground temperature before planting. We want to be nearing that 50-degree mark. And what I think is as important, if not more important, is looking at the forecast. We want to make sure that the short-term and long-term forecast is looking promising for corn planting. Soil temperatures can change rapidly, and possible rain showers might dictate some planting decisions. On planting day, you should be sure to stop and check behind the planter. Consider your seed placement, make sure you're getting the proper depth and spacing that you're looking for. Another thing to consider would be keeping track of your acres and comparing that to how much liquid fertilizer and seed that you're actually putting down. After emergence, it's a good time to grade the planter. It's a good time to take some notes and make adjustments for next year. You can compare your tillage practices and make improvements. As we evaluate emergence on this field, we've definitely made some notes. The prescription we made in February didn't account for the adverse conditions we faced this spring. Looking back, we should have increased our seeding rates to make up for our cold temperatures and late planting. All things considered, we're fairly happy with the plant stand that we got out of this living proof trial. We've been mixing our Levosol in with our starter fertilizer and putting it in furrow. We're utilizing Levosol ZN to get liquid zinc added to our blend, as well as freeing up phosphorus and other micronutrients that are unavailable in the soil. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to hand it over to Jenna for a few grain comments.
Hi, my name is Jenna Knutson. I'm a grain merchandiser for our Harvey and Animus locations. Just wanted to touch base on the grain markets. Starting this week off, Sunday night we started with the continued gains in each grain market. Into Monday as well, we saw green on the board. Monday afternoon, we had a crop progress report come out. Each Monday they come out at 3 p.m. Couple notes from this Monday's progress report. Corn was at 92% planted, and the average is typically at 100%. Corn conditions were at 59%, unchanged week over week, and 78% average. Soybean planting was at 77%, 93% average. Winter wheat conditions were 77% good to excellent, 78% last year. With these reports out yesterday, they still are behind pace, but they were within expectations. That's why the markets fell in the overnights. These crop progress reports are released weekly. These are current intentions that the farmer is planning to plant. These can change as the farmer changes his mind, so eventually we will be at 100% once the farmer stops intending to plant. A few reports we should be watching for in the future here. On June 28th, there is an acreage and grain stocks report. July 11th, there is a grain production report. It's great to be prepared for any volatility with these reports coming out, so make sure to have your orders placed with your local merchandisers, Joel Shimke or myself in Harvey Animus or Jeff Lemaire. Over in the east, there is Hank Brown, Kevin Carl, and Aaron Remick. That concludes this week's Living Proof episode. Stay tuned to any of our social media for any more updates.